Mozambican Portuguese, Mozambican Portuguese Portuguese. Portugues moçambicano refers to the varieties of Portuguese spoken in Mozambique. Portuguese is the official language of the country. Several variables factor into the emergence of Mozambican Portuguese. Mozambique shares the linguistic norm used in the other Portuguese-speaking African countries and Portugal. Mozambican Portuguese also enriches the Portuguese language with new words and expressions. Speakers. According to the 1997 census, 40% of the population of Mozambique spoke Portuguese. 9% spoke it at home, and 6.5% considered Portuguese to be their mother tongue. According to the General Population Survey taken in 2017, Portuguese is now spoken natively by 16.6% of the population aged 5 and older, or 3,686,890, and by 1 in every 5 people aged 15 to 19. First language speakers make up 38.3% of the urban population and 43.9% of all urban teenagers aged 15 to 19 and 5.1% of the total population in rural. Historical and social context. Portuguese is a post-colonial language. Introduced during the colonial era, Portuguese was selected as the official language of the new state as it was ethnically neutral. It was also the common language of the elites who received their post-secondary education in Portugal. Portuguese played an important role in the rhetoric of the independence movement, being seen as a potential vehicle for the articulation of a national identity. Mozambique has extraordinary ethno-linguistic diversity, with no one language dominating demographically. Portuguese serves as a lingua franca, allowing communication of Mozambicans with fellow citizens of other ethnicities, including especially white Mozambicans. Of those Mozambicans who speak Portuguese, the majority are non-native speakers, thus spoken with accents of African languages. The lack of native speakers is due in part to the exodus of massive number of white Mozambicans to places such as Portugal, South Africa, and Brazil, and to the fact that the country is far from the rest of the Lusosphere. This left very few native speakers of Portuguese in Mozambique. But in cities like Maputo, it is the native language of majority of residents. The standard Mozambican Portuguese used in education, media, and legal documents is based on European Portuguese vocabulary used in Lisbon, but Mozambican Portuguese dialects differ from standard European Portuguese both in terms of pronunciation and colloquial vocabulary. Phonology. Standard European Portuguese is the norm of reference in Mozambique. In terms of pronunciation, however, Mozambican Portuguese shows several departures, some of which are due to the influence of other languages of Mozambique. Vowel reduction is not as strong as in Portugal. The elision of word final R, for example, estar as estar instead of estar or estar or estar. Occasional pronunciation of the initial and final e as I, for example, felicidade as felicidade instead of felicidade or felicidade. /bdg/ are pronounced as plosives bdg in all positions. The above tendencies are stronger in vernacular speech and less marked in cultivated speech. Thus, the pronunciation of first language speakers sound more European Portuguese, and the enumerated conditions listed above except latter. Lexicon. There are many words and expressions borrowed from indigenous languages of Mozambique into Portuguese. Examples include chima from the Imakua, Cisne, and Sinuwi languages, is a type of porridged, Situkulu mucamba from Zairana is a type of bogaman. Machamba from Swahili refers to agricultural land. Dumaneng from Zairana is a term used for informal trade or commerce. Madala from Zichingana is a person of high status or esteem. And Hamisoro from Sindao is a person who can mediate between the living and the dead. Mozambican Portuguese also borrowed words of Arabic origin because of national Islamic presence. Mythical Mozambican currency from Mikkel, an Arabic unit of weight from tackle, weigh. One also finds neologisms in Mozambican Portuguese, such as machimbombo, the word for bus also shared with other Lusophone African countries. Chronicar, the word chronica turned into a verb, disconseguir meaning to fail, a negation of the verb conseguir using the prefix des rather than now. Depressar instead of or depressa. Agorinha instead of agora mesmo. Tirar dinero meaning financiar, to finance. Tirar lágrimas meaning chorar, to cry. Sister televisão instead of vera televisão. Comer dinero, eat money meaning to embezzle. Mata bicho, kill the beast meaning breakfast. There are also words which, as a result of semantic expansion, have acquired additional meanings. Estrutura, which in addition to structure also means authority, 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 means authoritative, 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 means authoritative, 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 authority. Situacal, which is used to mean conflict, or war, or war, or war. Calamidade can mean clothes donated to victims of natural disasters or conflict. It also refers to divorcees and widows who have begun a new relationship. Nasser, to be born, has the additional meaning of to give birth. Many of these words came to Portugal, which was settled by returning Portuguese refugees after Mozambican independence. These words were also brought to South Africa and Brazil by Portuguese refugees after independence.